Welcome in, folks, to another episode of Movin the Chains. I'm Kevin Thomas alongside Jerel Hendricks. Today we're joined by a very special guest, the offensive coordinator for the PD Academy Golden Eagles, Kyle Drew. Coach, thanks for being here today, man. We appreciate your time. We really do.
Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor to be on here with y'all.
Awesome. Well, Jerel, let's get it kicked off here. Kyle, let's take a look back at last week. You guys are 9-1, coming off a round one victory over John Paul II, 48-16. Walk us through that game and what allowed you guys to be so successful.
Well, I mean, just really we challenged the guys up front. We wanted to have a good week of preparation. We wanted to run the football, kind of wanted to control the tempo a little bit. I would say people in the last couple of years, well, I definitely think we're a throw first team. You know, we want to be a little more balanced, and we've done a better job of that this year. So we just challenged our guys up front, challenged some of our backs, and we were just – I think we kind of surprised them, to be honest. We came out, controlled the point of attack, and, just kind of took it to them. So I think it kind of caught them off guard a little bit.
All right, Coach. So your offense is averaging 40 points a game. What's your style, and what are you guys doing well? How are you able to score so many points?
I think what we do best is we attack with space. It's kind of NBA-ish, if you want to, break it down, something like that, which – space and pace, not to, just get a little lingo, but we attack sideline to sideline, vertically. We'll hit you right in the mouth every now and then too. So I like to think we're pretty multiple. We're 10 personnel, 11, 12, 20. We'll mix it up. So, I think we have a little bit of something for anybody.
So who are some of those key playmakers on that offense this year for you guys?
Oh man, we've spread the ball around more this year than we have in the last couple of years. So we've got a couple. Obviously, everything kind of runs through the quarterback. And Hudson Spivey, he's a junior, 6'4", 220. He's a good-looking kid. He can spin the ball. He can spin the mess up the ball. He's a very talented young man. So he's kind of the general on the field. We ask a lot of our quarterbacks, and he's done a great job. He's progressed. This will be his third year in the system. He's actually started a true freshman for us. So, he's gotten better and better each year, and expect, him to continue to get better. He's pretty much a redshirt senior as a junior right now. He's seen it all. He's been in any kind of playoff game you could ask. He's seen all kinds of defenses, multiple from all across the board. So it starts with him. But outside, we have we were thinking we weren't going to be as strong as receivers we had. We lost a really good one. We played baseball at Francis Marion, Caleb Oakley. But we got a lot more guys catching the ball around. We've got Drew Singletary. He's a senior for us, stepped up. I believe he's got a little over 500 yards receiving for this year. Alan Moore is another senior. Never played in the offense till this year. Was a DB strictly to this year. We asked him to step up, and he's answered that bell, and he's got over 500 yards receiving. Dylan Carter, Landon Tyler. Just guys all across the board are helping out with a strong run game with Colby Sinclair, and it's just been a group effort. Great offensive line play. Nothing I can complain about at all. I'm very blessed to have the boys we have.
So, Coach, you're sitting at 9-1. You guys have had a great season so far. Just mentioned you guys scoring 40 points a game on the offensive side. Defense is giving up 12 points per game. How does that give you some comfort in knowing that you're getting the ball back? And then also, does it allow you to be more aggressive in your play calling and schemes?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It definitely allows you to be more aggressive and take more chances, knowing that you have a defense that is capable of shutting anyone out at any time. We have a tremendous staff at PD Academy, especially for such a small school. It's unbelievable how well our staff gels. And it starts with our head coach, Jonathan King. He does a great job of letting us coach, and he handles a lot of stuff that I wouldn't want to be part of. It starts with him. We have Brian Davis on staff. He's great. He's actually stepped up a lot recently. Our defensive coordinator very recently has suffered from a heart attack. He's doing great. But the team's, it's kind of been a battle cry for us. We've kind of stepped up and, wanted to play for him. And Brian stepped up in that defensive coordinator role. And, just our staff in general. We have, I think, one thing that sets us apart that a lot of schools our size don't have is the commitment in the weight room. And Dan Barker has came in and just changed the persona of PD football. We used to be kind of quick guys out there, out in space. And now, when I've got, 6'4", 220 quarterback.
Yeah.
And,
that'll help.
And yeah, it definitely helps. Most of my skills over 200 pounds at our level, schisa 2A. I mean, I think we look a lot more intimidating definitely when we get off the bus. That's for sure.
So this next question, we have to ask it, everybody. We hate asking it, but we're still in the midst of it. How is COVID kind of affecting you guys, how you're having to practice this year and even watch family like that? What are y'all doing different protocol-wise to make sure everybody kind of stays within the guidelines that are set?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, probably just about everything. I mean, COVID has changed everything. I mean, and I don't know how much, I learn something new about it every day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's constantly changing. And it's just, like you tell your young men out there, you've got to be able to adapt to different situations and circumstances. And that's what we're having to do as coaches. And it's, a lot of that falls on our head coach. And he does a tremendous job of getting us in the right situations. And when we had the protocols of, exposure time and all that, maybe our periods were cut a little shorter, things like that. I mean, he stayed on top of it, and you couldn't ask for someone better to handle that situation. A lot of that is way above my pay grade, but we do a great job. And, we try to, as football as you can, while being safe, and that's the number one goal, is being safe, for these young men. And, these parents trust us with their kids. So we want to make sure that everybody believes in what we're doing. So pretty much, to answer it short, everything's changed, to be honest.
So Coach Drew, listeners and watchers want to know, how did you get to this point? If you don't mind, give us a little bit of a background and how you became the OC at PD Academy.
Okay. Wow. I don't know if anybody's ever asked me that. So I graduated from PD Academy. My offensive coordinator at the time, our AD, that is our AD now, he was my head coach. And our offensive coordinator at the time is now our defensive coordinator that I was telling about with the heart attack. So I knew these guys very well. And for some reason, I don't know why, they chose me to be quarterback my junior year. It's still probably a bad decision. But we fought through it. We made it through it. I have no idea why they did it, but we did it. And then I knew when I graduated high school, I wanted to be a coach. And I knew where I wanted to be a coach. I didn't know if that opportunity would present itself. I've always wanted to come back. PD Academy is family for me, and it will always be. I mean, that's just where I want to be. I believe in the school wholeheartedly. I believe in everything that it stands for. And so, I mean, it's just a special place for me. And just so happened, when I was graduating college, there was an opening. I had done some coaching on the side in Conway, but there was an opening at smaller levels in Conway, and I just wanted to get into it if possible. And just so happened it was. I think I started off as the wide receivers coach my first year, and then it's just kind of, chance happens, opportunities happen. And Stump Spivey and Jonathan King and Lon Spivey, they've all, given me opportunities, and I'm trying not to screw it up, to be honest. And so hopefully we're continuing to doing good things with it.
Jerel, don't let him lie to you. He could spin it a little bit too now. I'm not but he could throw it a little bit.
Yeah, right.
He's leading on a little bit, being modest there. I understand that.
Well, Kyle, who are some of maybe your influences? I know you said the space and pace and whatnot. Maybe who are some of those guys that kind of taught you that, or maybe who you picked things up from along the way?
Right. Well, like I said, our offensive coordinator, we didn't run the offense we're running now, but mine when I was in high school, Stump Spivey, he's completely put me under his wing. And I've just learned from him. But a lot of our stuff, I mean, can't thank Stump enough for the opportunity that he's given me and allowing me to learn from him. He's a very, very veteran, experienced coach, could coach anywhere in the country. I mean that, anywhere that he wants to. But again, he's entrusted, he loves PD Academy. I mean, we're just fortunate to have him. But I would say, and on college level or bigger level, who we're most like is Noel Mazzone.
Mm-hmm.
Offensive coordinator in Arizona. I mean, he's been around. He's kind of bounced around from place to place. I just think for you Clemson guys, Chad Morris, do a good job of just using the whole field. And, that's what it is. I mean, you can get too cute at times, but I mean, it's spread run. I mean, that's what it is. You want to attack people. And, if you can run the football and you can stop the running football, I mean, you got a good chance to win.
So I know you're in the thick of it right now, getting ready for Hilton Head. You probably started this weekend or, maybe last week, but as far as your game planning is concerned, your normal process, are you typically looking at the strengths of your team when you're formulating that plan, or are you kind of just breaking down what your opponent's been giving to other people that you catch on film?
Right. Well, it's definitely, give and take issue. You definitely look at the strength of your team. You kind of got an idea of what that is. And then you see what they do well and, what maybe areas you can attack. They're a very good football team. So we're constantly, challenging ourselves to figure out ways to attack them. And I think, hopefully we can come up with some and maybe score some points. And, our defense is going to come out and play ball. So that'll be good. But it's, it's a give and take with that. You've got to do what got you here. What made you 9-1 this year, fortunately, with our young men. And as long as we continue to do that, our boys believe, which I believe we do, then I think good things will happen.
Awesome. Let's talk about some goals here. I know obviously you love PD. I mean, it's a great school there. What are some of your future goals individually? Is it maybe to be a head coach eventually or things like that? And then also some of your team goals for the year. Was it, to win state, to win conference, or is it to maybe average 35 on offense? Well, give us some of the goals, I guess, for you guys.
Statistically, I do keep up with a lot of that. Like we were talking about, Hudson's about to throw for 1,800 yards. I've got some of it. I was looking at it earlier today, and Colby's about to run for 800 yards. So, I do look at that, but I don't put a number on those things. I have an idea of what will make us successful. If we have a successful year number-wise, they normally kind of correlate together. But I just want our team to be the best team they can be, whatever that is. Year in and year out, the way high school ball is now, some people are going and, changing schools all of a sudden. We just –
a lot of that happens these days, huh?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that going on. We enjoy the developmental process, not only as players, but as young men. And, just trying to get that family atmosphere and, trusting your brother and, giving it all for your brother. And I'll tell you, there's nothing more special than a kid that maybe came out his 9th grade year that couldn't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time, that eventually gets on the football field and, he's making some plays. It's
I was that kid.
There you go. I probably was that kid too. You never know. Yeah. There's nothing more like it. We've got 51 young men on our scisa 2A roster, which might be as big as the school's ever had. I know that doesn't sound big to some of these bigger schools, but when I played, we might have had 34 guys, maybe. So 51, we're doing something right. And it's drawing these young men to it, and hopefully we can continue to do that. And my personal goals, not to be long-winded or anything, but
all good.
Yeah, I'm happy where I am. I love every minute of it. If the head coach had an opportunity, 100 years down the line provides, opens up, then sure, yeah, maybe so. But I could not be more happy where I am. What is it? Davo's saying,
be where your feet are, or something like that.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah. We could just do one-liners from Davo the rest of the time.
I don't know if we can record that long. I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Man knows what he's doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, something's working for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, Coach, you mentioned your quarterback Hudson Spivey, being a big kid. I think he's a 3-year starter for you guys. How helpful is it having him along with a lot of experience coming back to propel you guys into the playoffs in this 9-1 season you've had?
There's no better trait than experience. You've seen them through the fire. You've seen, they've seen elements that I can talk about. They know different things coming. They've played. Well, they got a new stadium where we're going to this year, but they've traveled 4 hours before to play in the semifinal playoff game, And so, you can talk to kids about how that is. They know. So it's great to see the leadership develop through time, through all these young men. And we're just very blessed with the young men we have. They give us what they have, and they just play for that name on the front of the chest instead of the back. And hopefully good things will happen.
Awesome. Let's take a look back at the beginning of the season. You guys scheduled McBee, the Panthers there, beat them handily 42-16. You and I were talking before that game. We thought it was probably the first game PD's played against a public school in football.
Yep.
What did that mean for the program to get a win over public school? Did you guys make a big deal of it? Not really, or I guess how did that kind of factor in?
Not really. We've scrimmaged some public schools from time to time. With scisa, it's super weird. I don't know, like football-wise, the scisa athletic director actually sets your schedule. Now, you can have suggestions in there of like what open weeks and stuff you have. So, we would play more public schools if we could. But you don't know your schedule. So it kind of screws us up with that. But it was a great opportunity. Obviously COVID related. Mm-hmm. So both of us lost opponents. And so it was a great opportunity to play them. And I think our boys showed that, just because you play in Schisa doesn't mean it's not a good style of football. Mm-hmm. And I think McBee's a great team. I think they're a great team, and we just happened to get the best of them that day.
Sometimes me and Kevin script these questions right, and it just works out. Sticking with that theme of Schisa ball, man. So do you feel like your teams and players are overlooked when it comes to those high school league guys? We saw, specifically like Reggion Bennett this past week. I mean, he just went crazy. Do you think you guys are overlooked when it comes to getting those offers and getting the media attention, or just get what to do?
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
There's definitely an element to that. I mean, I don't know. The media, that's over my head. I don't know. I leave that to y'all. Obviously, there's more people in some of those bigger schools. So obviously, the more people you have, the more publicity you're going to have. We worry about doing what we can do, and hopefully, and we've seen. We had about 7 or 8 kids at Newberry last Saturday, smaller school, but I mean, I think they enjoyed the visit. They were all invited. So I mean, their names are getting out there. And the more success we have, and the more we're out there, the better it is for the school also. So I mean, it's good, and we've got a great group of young men that we like to see represent PD Academy. So hopefully they can do that more often.
That's right. You guys have played some really stiff competition this year on the season, playing Florence Christian and Williamsburg, 2 are really probably the front runners in 2A, along with Hilton Head and you guys there. You split with those guys. How does playing some of these bigger and more competitive schools early in the year kind of help you out here going into the playoffs and making a run?
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, you want to challenge yourself, kind of see where your team is. And, it's kind of a stepping stone each way. There's, different phases through the season. And as you get through these phases, you learn something new about your team each time. So it's great to play these top caliber teams. Some of them didn't go our way. But I mean, we just weren't the best team that night. I honestly believe we can, if we put it all together, we can beat anybody in Schisa 2A, but obviously we can be beat also. So it's just, who's got it that night. And that's the joy of football. I mean, that's what's great about it. You got to spot that ball. You got to get after it each and every Friday night. And that work happens Monday through Thursday. So hopefully we continue to do that. 2 more weeks. Give me 2 more weeks.
So, Coach, you mentioned the importance of experience a little bit earlier in the interview. You guys have had a lot of success from state championship appearances to making the playoffs, making deep runs in the playoffs. What's it going to take to get you over the hump? And we'll talk again in 2 weeks.
That's right. Yeah. That would be great. I would absolutely love that. To get us over the hump, we just got to do the little things. I mean, not to do too much coach speak, but I mean, you got to do the little things, the Monday through Thursdays, the lifts. I mean, the things that you just take for granted. On Friday night, they're going to be ready to go. They're going to strap it up. Everybody's going to be ready to get after it. I mean, that's the fun stuff. I mean, the non-fun stuff, the common, you got to get in there and do it every day and do it to the best of your ability. It gets boring at times. It gets monotonous at times. It gets irritating at times, hit the same people over and over again. But I mean, it's got to be done. I mean, it's just one of the abilities, these kids got to have some foresight. And I think we do. So hopefully we can take it one step at a time, have a great game Friday, and we'll see what happens.
So talking about that game Friday as we kind of wrap up here, Hilton Head Christian, undefeated. I think the defense is allowing about 8 points per game, putting off back-to-back shutouts. What are some specific challenges they offer? I know they run some odd front stuff a lot of times. Like, what are some of the keys that they do on their side, I guess, makes it tough for opponents?
Yeah, they with their high-powered offense, they kind of I don't know how to they play like almost an umbrella-like coverage, keep everything underneath, and they just dare you to take a shot. And so they I think they play you can't keep up with them kind of pace. Like they're very multiple on offense. They're quads. I mean, they're empty. I don't know. They're throw 95% of the time. So if they get a lead, and they get up on you, it's hard to continue to run the football and do the things you want to do to stay in the game. But you just got to buy into what your goal is, what our plan is, and our preparation, and know that it's right, and we'll continue to go. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows in the games, but we just got to fight for 4 quarters and let the best team win.
Awesome. Jerel, you got anything else for Coach Drew here?
I got nothing else for Coach Drew. Thank you for your time today.
Coach,
Appreciate it, man.
I got to ask you, I know you're a big Tigers fan. Can you fix the offense? Like what's the plan here?
I want no part of that. We'll leave that with Tony. Tony makes enough money. He can figure it out. He makes enough money. He'll figure it out.
That's right. That's right. Well, Coach, we really appreciate it. You guys, like the 9-1 of the season, the PD Academy Golden Eagles, off to a great start, having a great year again. Big game Friday night. Best of luck. Hope to catch a game here soon for you guys, and we'll chat with you soon, Coach.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.